This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 797. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have, in his Corvette hat, it's Diecast. He's back with COVID.
Hey, everybody.
Do you have COVID and a Corvette, or just COVID?
Just COVID. The Corvette has been frustrating me every day because I haven't gotten a build date yet.
How many are you still pre-ordering right now?
Oh, well, anyone I had an actual monetary down payment with, I canceled.
Okay.
Since I have one that's actually accepted by GM. So I think I only have 2 or 3 other orders out there right now that whenever I do come up on the list, I can just, decline.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like me. That's why I wind up with so many Voyager figures that I don't need because I forget to cancel or deluxes. But there's
that's the one thing with Taobao. I put deposits on things. So I recently just bought a figure that I pre-ordered 2.5 years ago. And I was like, I kind of don't want it now, but I kind of feel obligated to get it since I pre-ordered it. So I was going back and forth. So that'll be here in probably about a month.
Well, it is what it is.
Well, in about a month, Zach asked it'll be almost Halloween, so you might want to put that thing under Fort Knox.
Hey, real quick. Oh, yeah, that was Don, Chris, Matt, Rob. We're all here. Sorry. Got caught up in the Corvette conversation. Kim asks me about that. I was like, how many Corvettes does Diecast have on the way?
Meanwhile, I'm just thinking we should have a lucky draw gold-plated Fortress Maximus that we call Fort Knox.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do too.
Hey Chris, did you see the photos of Transmetal 2 Megatron that showed up on Autobase IG like an hour ago?
Mm-hmm.
You did? Okay. You didn't put it in the show notes, so
I didn't know if we wanted to talk about that.
I guess we don't.
I can throw the link in there if you want.
We don't have to. I'm still.
I did share them to our Discord though at tfradio.net/Discord so that our chat members could talk about them.
That's a great way to get content, even when the show is not on.
Yeah,
it's totally true. Go to our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. I'm still very iffy on it. I'm still not
on the Discord.
No, not usually. I actually a couple days ago installed the Discord app on my phone.
Oh, well, welcome to 2018.
Yep. So there you go. But yeah, that. Okay, so let's jump to the news. So we actually have...
before that though, we probably just talk about PulseCon. It's going to be a week from Friday.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I mean, we'll be, I guess, tweeting about, maybe not sharing news because you can watch the stream yourself, but I think we'll all be sharing thoughts of what's going on. And I'll try to go in, and if you're not following each of us individually on Twitter, you should be. But I'll retweet it from the @TF Radio account as I have availability. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's anything that shows up that we haven't seen.
Seen visually directly, there very well may be. We do have about 10 days worth of leak time to still have happen. But we do have probably, if not all of most of the 2023 product line revealed through data mined listings.
Mm-hmm.
So there won't be character surprises, but we will get to see probably for the first time what some of these toys look like.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Cool.
I'll admit I'm worried about getting the Alpha Trion Orion Pax 2-pack. I really want one of those.
I mean, I think at this point we don't need to worry too much about most of the Hasbro Pulse exclusives.
Yeah.
They've gotten better over the last few years about making sure they have the quantity available. And since they're doing this as a pre-order model, there may still be room for them to schedule another production run if they fall short of their expectations.
Yeah.
So it might be a few extra months before all of them would be fulfilled, but probably it's not going to be difficult to get them. Remember the Quintesson Pit of Judgment came back in stock a couple of times through pre-orders. So a lot of people had the opportunity for that. And the Decepticons Forever Ravage set also stayed available for a long time.
Mhm.
And that was something that we thought was going to have very strong demand and be difficult to get. And ultimately, it wasn't so bad. The only thing that really went badly was the reformatting Galvatron from the Kingdom mold. And I think that's just because they had a small amount of that because it was basically supposed to be adjacent to HasLab Unicron, which there was a fixed number of.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, there you
So news?
So we do have photos now of the Velocitron Hot Rod,
Mhm.
and it occurred to me trying to pull together a thumbnail for YouTube this week that with that orange yellow and the blue, he's Walmart Hot Rod basically. If you look at the Walmart logo, it's those colors. It's just kind of funny.
It's exactly as disappointing as I expected it to be.
Yeah,
Kinda, yeah.
I don't care.
No, seriously though, the toy colors look good on it. I just wish it was something different.
Anything different.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've never been so huge on. I've got to have a. For me, with Hot Rod, it was always the shoulder transformation. Getting that one transformation style on Quintessa, which is more important to me than the colors.
The
Now you have
shoulder
it.
swap, yeah.
Yeah. Which
toy colors?
Yeah, but the color itself, magenta versus red, it never really was a problem. But I would have liked to have seen this in that lighter magenta for a lot of the fans, and it would have stood out if you're doing like a movie shelf,
Yeah, I mean,
Look at it this way, Don. This is Rebirth colors.
sort of.
Damn you,
Rebirth-
Matt.
I think in Rebirth he was more of a brick red color.
It's close
Actually,
enough. Close
because remember
enough.
they did a Masterpiece Target Master Hot Rod.
Yeah.
And that was definitely like more to the brown end of red than this. This is definitely toy Hot Rod because he's even got the like sticker tampos badly done on the shins.
Is it wrong for me to feel like the first one we got is more Hot Rod colors and this is more Rodimus colors? Like
If that's what you want your headcanon to be, your headcanon can be whatever you want it to be.
No, I mean, I kind of see how you're coming upon that, but like, there's nothing wrong with that in particular.
There's not.
It's just, this is just, for me, this is not interesting because the majority of Hot Rod toys we've gotten since 2006 have used these colors, and it's much more uncommon to get something either in the animation colors from the movie or the animation colors from season 3 and Rebirth. Because like for the Rebirth colors in particular, I think we have like 2 major examples of that. The Masterpiece Target Master Hot Rod and the Legends series, the Takara redeco of the Titan's Return Hot Rod. Both use those colors, but that's it.
This is the first time I've actually looking at the robot mode. When I was looking at before, I just stopped at the box in the vehicle mode. The leg leg tampos. I thought I would like that, but I so don't.
Like I don't.
There's a thing that a lot of modern Transformers with toy tampos do, which is that they just kind of transpose them onto surfaces that were not sculpted or detailed for those shapes, and it just doesn't work for me.
Like I don't want to advocate for stickers, but like if they wanted to do that, it needed to be stickers.
Yeah, and also
even if it wasn't stickers, they needed to, if they
metallic
intended
paint
to do this from the get-go, they needed to have less detailing on the legs to make it work on them.
Yeah.
Part of the problem with season 3, the movie in season 3 and Rebirth,
there's not enough of it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, I still would love to get the 5-part Rebirth that we never got. But depending on what episode you came in with Hot Rod and what color animation there was, anybody's Hot Rod could be that Hot Rod that was their favorite because of all the for everybody in season 3.
Transformers the movie. Burden Hardest to Bear. Return of Optimus Prime Rebirth. Was he Hot Rod in 5 Faces of Darkness?
No.
So we had
No.
four different optional takes for Hot
Yeah,
Rod.
so depending on where you came
Kind
in,
of, sort of Grimlock's New Brain.
I don't even remember that. I don't remember that.
Because they used the wrong character model.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that happened a few times throughout season 3 because ACOM.
Okay, that's
So-
fair. That's fair.
yeah. So basically, every character in season 3 has color variations across the
Yeah.
board, which
Yeah.
can be anybody's favorite, and it's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Don is absolutely correct. And
Don nailed it.
like Don's absolutely correct, and record that because you're probably never going to hear me say that again anytime soon.
That's awesome.
I still
Sorry,
wish
Don.
this
Next time I'll
would've
try to wait
been-
till you're not drinking.
I still wish this would have been the masterpiece colors, the black,
The E hobby, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
E
E
hobby, because that would have been
that's
amazing.
probably more for selects when we get it in selects, or maybe a PulseCon exclusive.
I
that we
would
haven't
agree
heard
with
about.
I would agree with that, Don. But we have some at least one crazy weird the G2 Wild Rider, not Wild Rider,
Drag strip.
drag strip in
Shadow strip.
Shatter strip in that's pretty out there. That's something I would
Yeah.
more expect to see. But I agree with you otherwise. I just think that there's some options with this because it's the Walmart line. Who cares?
As much as I want to see the E-Hobby Hot Rod colors, like since we talked about this last week, I more would have wanted Sideburn to be in the
Yeah.
Velocitron line.
Yeah.
I want both, but I want Sideburn. Yeah.
Sideburn seems like it would be select fodder at this point, if anything, but probably nothing.
The one thing I really don't want to see is Shattered Glass Hot Rod, just because it's not that I don't like those colors on that. I mean, it's evil Hot Rod with a beard. We get it. You're your mirror Spock. I get that.
And yeah, with a Shattered Glass subline, though, that's the one you're most likely to get.
Yeah, it's just I would like to see these other things like Sideburn and and some of these other things come out first, because that's the easy go-to Shattered Glass Hot Rod that they can just drop in at any point to need a filler. These other ones, I would like to get a spot reserved for them, and then you can always save that Shattered Glass Hot Rod for when you need something to come out in a wave. Boom, you're there.
Yeah. So 2023 product listings from JT Prime, and I say Hyper Shouta in my head. I've never actually said the name out loud. Is Hyper Shouta in the chat right now? Am I getting that right? Well, if not, that's how I always say it out loud, or I say it in my head. So, but Studio Series Part 1 at TFW, JT Prime posted. Generations Core Hydra from TF7. That's what Bumblebee. Oh, that's Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah.
Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, Rise of the Beast Delta 2, Rise Warrior, Studio Series Voyager War for Cybertron Megatron, Studio Series Core Frenzy, Core Ironhide, and Voyager Ratchet. So that is Studio Series Part 1. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, Deluxe War for Cybertron Cliffjumper, Rise Nightbird, Deluxe Mirage, Generation Studio Series Deluxe Mirage, and Generation Studio Deluxe 86 Brawn. So Deluxe Brawn, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
And
Now, I gotta wonder if they'll actually have it where you can have the shoulder come off to reveal the damage, or something. Just
Ambiguous death brawn.
Yeah, exactly.
I doubt
I
it.
mean, it's not a death; it's a feature.
Yeah, we haven't seen any horrible mutilation features in Ironhide yet, so I doubt Braun will be any different.
There you go. That's the show title. It's not death.
Hyper
it's a feature.
Shouta validated that I was correct. Thank you. So also TFW Legacy, Tarantulas, PR Prime.
No, package refresh.
Package refresh. I'm like, why is there Tarantulas Prime? Shadow Striker, Strong Arm. Yay, Strong Arm.
Well,
Junk-
yay, Shadow Striker. So we are actually getting Shadow Striker at some point.
True.
Yeah,
Good point.
apparently it actually is Shadow Striker this time, and not just a unfortunate.
That's funny.
It's not an
That's-
unfortunate autocomplete.
What's the likelihood of that? Pretty low.
I mean, if it's based on Cyberverse Shadow Striker, like, it's something that was going to happen anyway, probably because she was a prominent character, and it's another thing they can probably do with the Alita mold,
Yeah. Strong
which I'm
arm.
fine with. I like that mold.
Deluxe Junkion 3. Deluxe Junkion 3.
Could they get away with using the reveal the shield one? at
Nope.
this po-
No.
is
I
it too-
doubt at this point.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I hope they do a good job on Strong Arm. That's a character I'd like to see get a like deluxe
Oh, me too.
style
Yeah.
figure.
I can
Well,
agree
okay,
with
so
that.
the thing with Strong Arm is nothing is saying it's robots in disguise Strong Arm.
Please.
And if you look 2 items down the list, there's a Beachcomber that has an item code a few digits before Strong Arm.
Yeah.
And one thing you could totally make Beachcomber into with a little retooling and a new color scheme is Energon Strong Arm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Don is face palming. He's so aghast at what I've just suggested.
Yeah. Okay. So, Deluxe Bombshell. You mentioned Beachcomber, Detritus Deluxe.
Who's that?
Okay,
The-
so
the
that's
Hound
another.
repaint.
That's an e-hobby thing.
Yeah.
That was a redeco of G1 Hound
in desert
because,
colors.
Desert colors, yeah.
because there was no other colorway for that mold in Diaclone to use, so they had to invent one to get their investment back on revitalizing the G1 Hound mold for the reissue.
I
So
need.
they're bringing back the Siege Hound mold for that, I would assume.
Maybe some people are theorizing it could be like a pre-use of an Earth mode Hound that has not yet been discovered, but I would tend to assume, in the absence of any other evidence, that yes, it will be Siege Hound again.
Yeah, I know this is a pipe dream, but I really wouldn't mind it being Classics Hound again because that mold is still nice.
If they could take the Ravage off of that, it would probably budget out because it is not a complex mold unto itself.
I don't know. I don't feel that mold anymore.
Well, if
it's
they
definitely dated, yes.
yeah, but if they made that Ravage into say SG Ravage, and that's how you got Shatterglass Ravage into it for some reason. I'm just saying it could be a.
No,
Like,
I think Ravage would just have to go to
Yeah,
make budget.
Would be
Like-
costed out.
Like that,
yeah.
like Ravage would go in another bin, and then the bins they'd be collected, and that would be a Shattered Glass Ravage.
Yes,
They could do that though, and I'm not saying they're going to, but they could do that. They could. Okay, DevCon Deluxe.
Yeah, I don't know what they would make that from. Probably a mold we haven't seen yet, but
If
I'm
it was
not sure what that would be.
if it was Voyager, I'd be betting Sweet Mold again.
That was
Yeah,
that
of
would
course.
I-
That was,
Obviously,
yeah, that's everybody's first.
Yeah. yeah.
But,
So
yeah.
yeah, so Robo Wild Rider.
Yeah, so notice the product number on that one is far outside of all the other ones on the list. It's a 30 series, not a 7 series.
Uh-huh.
So that's probably some kind of exclusive.
so that's probably our G2 Wild Rider.
Maybe yes, and that could be next year's Walgreens thing for all we know.
What would the Robo be code short for? I don't know. Core Thundercracker, Voyager Dirge.
Package refresh.
Yeah.
So that would be just a straight up reissue of the one that was in the 2-pack from Amazon.
That nobody could get their hands on.
Yeah, that's great.
Certainly nobody in Canada got their hands on it.
Deluxe Scrap Hook. So that's the Deluxe Junkion.
Yeah,
one.
that was
Yeah, so Scraphook was Deluxe Junkion 1. There's a Deluxe Junkion 3 farther up the list that you read off before. So the Junkions maybe are weaponizer analog.
Oh, that would work.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we've been saying that literally since Siege.
Yeah.
so. I wonder if Detritus is considered Junkion 2 then.
Maybe, but I mean, 1 and 3 could still be new mold weaponizer play pattern things, even if 2 is redeco just to add more Junkions to the heap.
Yeah. Again, Core Frenzy, Core Ironhide, Deluxe Brawn, Voyager Ratchet, and Deluxe Legacy Deluxe Capsule.
Yeah, so capsule as in like Velocitron's a capsule, the Wreck and Rule thing at Amazon's a capsule. So this is a store exclusive series, probably. We just don't know whose it is. With this number of things across these price points, I would guess it's another Walmart subline.
Do like the Target stuff come? Do they come in capsules though? As far as the way that they're,
I mean, if Target's keeping up the buzzworthy Bumblebee branding, I would assume it would already be known to be going to Target.
Yeah.
And like it would probably be more specific than this. It probably would not be under Legacy necessarily if it was buzzworthy Bumblebee stuff. But like Walmart's Beast Wars recolors were Legacy branded, so I would tend to think this is more somebody, whether it's Walmart or Amazon, are the two leading contenders here. Like they're keeping the main branding instead of buzzworthying it.
Yeah. Generations Holiday Optimus Prime doesn't list the class.
Yeah, it doesn't list anything except the product code, but another possibly vaporware special Optimus Prime like the Amazon one.
Yeah.
I want that Amazon one so bad.
I do too.
It's just never coming.
Oh well. Also, so that's interesting. All these items that we're seeing. Eventually, we'll see photos leaked of them. They'll fall off the truck and wind up in somebody's YouTube video.
Over the course of the next 8 months.
Yeah. That is the pattern. It's kind of funny. This is the pattern that's emerged, and I don't know if anything's going to disrupt it. I think this just may be what we live with for the rest of our lives.
No, it'll eventually change, but I don't see it changing anytime soon.
Ben Yee was given an early sample of Flamewar. Of course, he created Flamewar, and he so deserving, and I'm glad that he got it. I want to point out that when I reached out to Hasbro, it did not materialize that Don got the Headmaster RC early. I probably should have pushed harder on it, but
yeah, probably.
But yeah, let's see. Jam. Of course, that's how he rated it. Actually, the highest score is Yum Jam, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Still a good rating.
It's a good rating.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of photos of it down there, too.
It's a great looking toy.
He also has a video for it on his YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Probably one of the nicest painted deluxes I've seen in a while.
Probably one of the most heavily painted deluxes you've seen in a while. No wonder it costs $42.
She looks great.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Ben really deserves it. I mean, he has been a cornerstone of the fandom for as long as I can remember. So I'm glad he got it.
Yeah. Sweet. And it was of legitimate means.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Not that Ben would go to illegitimate means. Just
because Ben's awesome.
Ben is awesome. But, so often things like this happen in ways that are questionable.
Yes.
I hope I see all those guys.
This is probably
soon.
the worst possible place to interject with this, but JT Prime said in our Discord, Holiday Prime is a leader, comes to per case, and has a 5S00 product number instead of 5L00, meaning that it is probably an Amazon or fan channel exclusive.
I mean, I was kind of assuming Amazon with it for some reason, I guess because of the Amazon Prime, and just, assuming it to not ever materialize. Don raised his hand.
Yes, because I have to say this before anyone else does. Do you think they saw the reaction Optimus and decided to do a figure from that?
I was thinking the same thing, Don.
Not impossible.
Absolutely.
Though the Christmas Optimus.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, with the candy cane painted gun I mean that. If it's
I own two of it
because they've done the holiday stormtroopers. So, and that's a template.
They have.
Yeah.
That is a template to use that reaction color layout and just apply it to the actual leader class.
I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I'll
if
buy
Hasbro
it.
does it, I'll buy it.
I
didn't get the reaction.
I was
one, but
actually
that I gotta.
thinking that was my first thought, Don.
Cool. Okay.
It'll be funny if it's that deco, but with the retool that was supposedly done for the Amazon Prime. and that's the only way that ever
Wait,
comes out.
Was Amazon Prime a retool?
Yeah, what
supposedly?
we were hearing was that it was retooled to look more like the cabs of the Amazon trucks.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
It could also be the Laser Prime mold because it was
Yeah,
Laser Class 2.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I was
That's
about to say, do you think that remold would have been part of the Laser Prime remolds?
I mean, you've got all the colors on there, changed them to Christmas tree light colors.
Don, yeah, I think you're right.
No, they're gonna do the Earthrise Prime.
Why?
Because it's a more
Because-
iconic
More
vehicle.
recognizable.
recognizable.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
Primes.
mean, you've
I would
got
agree with that, but it's Optimus Prime. That is still recognizably Optimus Prime.
yeah, I mean, you could it might be the paint budget, but imagine painting the missiles
It's a
as
fresher
Christmas tree,
mold.
yeah, as Christmas tree
Yeah.
bulbs. So
Yeah,
you've got like
I'm with Don. I would rather it be the G1, the Earthrise Optimus Prime, because I love it.
It will be.
But I could see it being that one. I could very easily see it being that one.
Yeah, it could go either way.
I'll be
Trip.
very disappointed unless they do a
I'm
nice,
not-
like Don said, a nice deco.
I'm not disappointed either way. I think it's great. It'll be garish.
I wanted, yeah, I was about to say, I want it to be a ridiculous deco. That's what
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
want. I want to not be able to look at the thing directly too often.
so you want it to be G2. That is excellent, Rob.
G2 Optimus Prime is very boring.
Subdued.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little darker.
It depends on the one you get. I was actually having this conversation on History on the Fives a couple weeks ago. There's like a range of colors on the G2 Prime, just like all the other
Really?
G2 figures. Yeah,
Is it a blue thing?
Yeah, there's sometimes a very dark blue, almost purplish blue, and on some others there's a much lighter blue than the G1 that is more that is closer to the animation.
Was G2 Prime or that vintage the first time they did tampos?
I think probably it was the little like G2,
The logo.
yeah, on the in Prime's case on the back of the leg. I think
Yeah.
that was the first tampagraphs and Transformers.
First
that I
I'm
know.
aware of, but like yeah.
I mean,
so-
it's G2. It's going to be the first widespread use of them because, like, I think every one of the G2 toys in the first year had at least the faction tampo on them
Yeah.
with the new logos.
Yeah.
Okay, so next item, Agora Models presents Optimus Prime subscription model kit. It is 78 centimeters tall.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I mean, they've got a tape measure right there.
So it's like
It's like,
almost 3 feet tall.
it's like 2.5 feet.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's a big
That's
boy.
absurd. It's crazy.
Yeah, so it's one of those where you
oh
get,
my god!
it's
It
one where
is.
they mail you a part every week or so over the course of like a year or two.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like the Eagle Moss Ecto 1 or Enterprise, which probably will never be finished now.
Well, those, you get those, and that's like at least a ship, right? Like with the Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, and the Ecto 1 was an Ecto 1.
There's so many of those showing up on Facebook. Like there's an Iron Man one that I've seen. There's a
I just do
Like-
not keep up with stuff like that. I had
I
no idea that was
can't.
a thing.
There's
Yeah.
an Eagle
But, I
Moss
mean-
Yamato, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an in thing now for like upscale models of things.
I don't
like
trust the Postal Service enough for that.
Well, and also you have to be kind of, trusting of the company that's producing it. Because again, Eagle Moss had two of these in the works, in progress. The Ecto 1 and the Enterprise, you get a piece of each of them every week if you're subscribed to both.
Oh wait,
And
so
Eagle
Enterprise, not a ship. So it was like one ship.
one ship a piece
Oh,
at
God.
a time. And, Eagle Moss has declared the equivalent of bankruptcy. So it's unclear if those projects are ever going to be completed. Probably not. So, you kind of have to have some faith that the company that you're buying these subscription model kits from is going to be around.
yeah. I feel so sorry for those people who subscribe to like the Ecto one, and they're
Well,
like
when it started,
so
I mean,
many
Eagle
pieces in.
Yeah. When it started, Eagle Moss seemed like they were a pretty solid company. But Rob and Chris, for our Gundam listeners that also listen to the Transformers podcast, because the two cross over all the time, how big is this in like Gundam? Just so people can get an idea of like.
I mean, it's bigger than a perfect
It's
grade.
bigger than a perfect grade. Yeah.
Yeah, and since I'm pretty sure that Optimus Prime is shorter than a Gundam.
Yes.
Yeah, that means
This is
it's-
Unicron. This is Unicron size, basically.
Yeah,
Well,
This is
actually, I
like-
think it's a little bigger.
yeah. I don't know what scale this would be, but I'm gonna guess like somewhere around like 1/20th, 1/30th, something like that. No, that's probably too much too. Yeah.
I really don't like the look of this Prime though. So I'm
I don't
glad-
hate it. I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't have to build it. I don't love it, and it wouldn't make me want to spend that kind of money to
The
build
stacks are a little much.
it. I don't like the tires on the hips. That kind of bothers me, and it makes his waist look even smaller. So I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Okay, that's insane. That is insane. More EarthSpark characters shown, including Don. What do you think of this RC?
I actually love it. I
I
like
thought so. It's pretty sweet.
I think-
it is.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
it's
Pretty much universal that everybody loves.
He's
yeah, I mean,
awesome.
and-
Yeah.
It's a good
and
design.
well, it's a design that where you could actually, as much as I like G1 RC, obviously, it's nice to see a car design that will have enough mass that she doesn't have to hide under it. Her body can be the car, and not just her crumpled up like some weird ass pretender under a shell.
And I realize that it's 10 years later than like when Prime came out. And it's a different visual aesthetic. But like I'm looking at a still frame of this, and there's some dimensionality to it. Like it looks like it could exist in some sort of weird world where Prime it just looks like a cartoon, even though it's CG. This looks more like it's something in between.
Like this has some more weight to it,
Yeah,
maybe some
yeah.
visual weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same thing. I mean, Prime looks great, but it also felt very. I don't know. It wasn't like it didn't. I don't. It's all based on.
And I love
subjective, but
cartoons.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like I love cartoons, but I like the fact that this looks different than anything else that we've had so far.
Yeah.
Skull Cruncher is listed as a Croctobot, but if you look at it real quick, I read it as a Crotchbot.
That's funny.
Good
Good night, everybody.
One off.
I'm not. That's not the episode title.
Good. Good.
No, I like Death. It's a feature.
So it's Skull Cruncher. They have the name.
Yeah. I mean, there's also variances in, trademark details from, media to toys.
Yeah, there you go.
But, Hasbro has the last several years been fairly aggressive in just going for the classic names as much as possible without having to.
Weren't they using Skull Smasher?
Yeah, at one point.
Okay. Wheeljack. Okay.
Wheeljack looks pretty much like a Wheeljack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said he has a
Swindle's
beard.
a Humvee again.
Yeah, someone said Wheeljack has the beard again. I couldn't tell from the image. Does he have the beard?
That thumbnail's too small. I can't tell.
He just has a chin. It looks like. I
It's
don't
hard. It's hard to tell. It could be a beard. It could be. I think it probably is. Okay, that's cool. I'm looking forward to it. It comes out what, October?
October 11th.
Less than a month away.
I thought it was November 11th.
November 11th. Yes, thank you.
Okay, 2 months away.
I definitely don't like Optimus Prime's face. It's
No,
just-
but I want to get a deluxe toy of this RC,
Absolutely.
even though I know it's going to be worse than the Earthrise one in terms of backpack forming.
I haven't formed like a strong opinion on Optimus Prime yet. Actually, the cheekbones, yes, I have. I hate it. Okay.
Yeah, that's not great.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Although at least they're letting this one sound like he has some energy left in him.
Yeah. Thank God.
He doesn't sound as tired as the last several.
Yeah. Like I'm perfectly fine with Optimus Prime without a faceplate. I mean, it's not G1.
I prefer him with a faceplate, but I mean, it's happened enough now
Yeah.
that
I prefer this one with a faceplate.
I like what they did with animated. That the faceplate is
It was
like
a
extra
battle
shielding.
mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. Pop Taters. Optimus Prime potato head style figure.
Yeah, because it's not a Mr. Potato Head brand, but it's, a dressed up plastic potato.
I mean, it could very well be branded Mr. Potato Head because it's Hasbro.
No, Hasbro is licensing Optimus Prime to them.
Oh, that's why they have Garbage Pail Kids and
Yeah. Yeah, they have all the marks for the things that they're using the imagery of.
it's interesting that Hasbro's licensing. I mean, that's a Mr. Potato Head logo in the bottom, a character in the bottom left, right?
It
Uh,
looks like it. It's very similar.
And
I would assume this is Hasbro.
Yeah,
That's
like-
what I would assume. But
Like looking at it, like that, like the eyes and nose and mustache. I mean, while it's not, I don't guess it's a trademark, it is very aesthetically almost nearly identical to Mr. Potato Head as
Yeah.
as the one in
think-
the bottom corner.
I think this shows that Super Impulse is the manufacturer, which I think is the ones who do the
So-
little smallest.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean,
oh no, wait, they're right near me. I can drive there and
Go.
be there in like 10 minutes.
go ask.
I'm sure they'll love that diecast.
They might.
I will definitely, because I live there in Bristol, PA. Now that I zoomed in when Chris said that, they are literally like 10 minutes from my
just
house.
just calling it a press pass, and
Yeah,
like
I'm
right
gonna-
here, like zooming in, Hasbro and its logo, Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head are trademarks of Hasbro and are used with permission. So
Yeah, so they're
Okay,
licensing.
so they're licensing
out-
the concept of Potato Head.
yeah.
Yeah,
They have sublet Mr. Potato Head. Okay.
Is that what? And that's what not Jada, whoever's doing Micro Machines. I mean, that's a license of Micro Machines, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Hasbro
Yeah,
still
probably.
owns that from when they purchased Gloob years ago.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go knock on their door tomorrow. Can I get a sample? Can
should.
I take some
You
pictures?
should. You should. Okay, and what else? Oh, 2023 Transformers calendars.
Yeah, I just put that in because you like the stuff.
Thank you.
These are not Dollar Tree calendars, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Dollar Tree calendar. I bought like 5 of them, and I'm not using them. They just went in a box. Those are neat looking.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They're nothing like amazingly special, but
The more than
Perfectly-
meets the eye one that I would get.
they're perfectly good licensed calendars.
I like the Cyberverse one better, I think, than
Mm.
the
The Evergreen.
Evergreen designs.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay. Sweet. Well, calendar.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Who got something this week? Who wants to go first? Don raised his hand. Don
well,
gets to go first.
since I was out last week because of I found out what
Technical
happened.
difficulties.
Yeah, well, I had an update coming in at the same time as I was trying to broadcast out, and
Is that why you weren't in the chat last week?
So Don has gigabit internet, but his computer runs on a Teddygram.
well, no,
So-
It's an I-86.
no. That is something we're going to be checking out the Black Friday sales for me and you. Actually, we're going to be getting a computer we can share for her work because she uses Zoom a lot as well. So that's why I was on last week. I've got a very eclectic mix, so I'm going to go through them. I'll do off topic first because I love what I got off topic. I got. Well, we all know that I love a certain 80s cartoon, mainly for the theme. But,
Transformers? Yeah, I
but-
think that's why we're here.
yes. But I got The Master of Magic, Spells and Illusion, Mandrake from Defenders of the Earth. And I also picked up Lothar from Defenders of the Earth.
Of the hill people?
No, Lothar.
Of the hill people.
So I have all 4 Defenders of the Earth. The weird thing is Target put these 2 up, but they did not put Aming the Merciless's robot henchman Garrick or Grak up. So I'm trying to find him by himself.
Just plain simple Grak.
Yep. Picked up today a second Mandrake to keep in the box because he looks so damn cool in that box. So
What is that again? The penguin? Don
No,
knows it.
it's Mandarake's mascot.
Bondarake the magician. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yes.
confused.
Yes. Okay,
No idea
Digest,
what these
just,
things are.
just look up Defenders of the Earth and watch the awesome opening credits. That's all you need to do.
Is it as awesome as the opening credits to G.I. Joe the movie?
I mean, that's a hard bar to
Nothing-
top.
Yeah, that's a hard. But Stan Lee wrote the opening. Stan Lee wrote the words to Defenders of the Earth. I have a third Usagi because I ordered this when I didn't have one, and it was delayed and delayed and delayed. And then I went in the next day, and Target had stocked the NECA section with multiple copies of Usagi. So now I have a third copy.
Why do you like Usagi Yojimbo that much?
I don't know. I'm not a turtle person.
I think I'm the only person here who's actually read the comics, and like, I'm not sure whether to be more upset by the fact that you would have to ask that, Brian, or that Don doesn't have an answer.
No, I understand that Usagi Yojimbo, the character outside of the Ninja Turtles, is awesome. But
Fantastic comic.
But I know
recommend
that
highly.
Don, nor myself, I know I haven't read it. I know Don hasn't either. So I don't.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
But it's just a character that I've always liked the look. It's more like the character looks cool. It's the rule of cool. It looks cool, even though I don't have the fictional background for the character. But
that's fair. No, it's totally fair. There are things. There are things.
It's kind of like a kid that's in Transformers. If it's a kid in Transformers, he's gonna like it.
That's true.
I didn't say that. Now I'm going to thank two people. I can't remember who posted this. Is either Toy Bro or Peternia on Twitter, but they pointed out that Target had Road Rage for half off at $12, and I figured a second one might not be bad if one of them breaks because of some of that clear plastic issues. And I've decided I may do a Michael McConaughey shelf with Trax and Cosmos, so she can go on that as well as part of the shelf display. Now this is in the, I don't know if I'm keeping it or not. I have to decide. I picked up Legacy Dead End, and I don't know why, but I got the Legacy Soundwave, the Siege Soundwave.
I've
Battle
not even
Damage.
come across that.
I like the way him being a spaceship kind of works for me, but the battle damage didn't, obviously, for a lot of people. So I like it a lot better without the damage, of course, but I'm not sure I'm keeping it or not. But
If
it's
I
the
come
only one.
I'll probably have to buy it when I see it.
Yeah, it's
but-
the only one they had. They had like 6 Jaxuses and one of these.
That's about right.
Did you say you have Legacy Dead End?
I'm sorry. Knockout.
Oh, okay.
Knockout. I'm sorry. I
A
misspoke.
little bit different.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was.
Like I was looking at the toy and not what he was
Wait a
saying.
minute.
Yeah, I
I'm
was.
sorry. I'm sorry. I was. I was thinking about something. Yeah. Legacy Knockout. I apologize for the confusion.
I'm like, he's like, I don't know why I got it. Like, if it was Legacy Dead End, I know why you would
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, like way to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I went by Hobby Lobby to return some stuff that wasn't going to work for the
We
wedding
found
anymore.
Transformer stickers,
No,
puffy stickers.
no.
Okay.
I went and returned some stuff for the wedding that color wise was not working. And while I was there, they had the 40% off sale. So I am going to try at some point the G1 Optimus Prime model kit. And we'll try it. I'll use this as practice before I do my Shogun Megazord at some point.
That's probably why that's going to be an easier build than the Super Mini Claw.
And then with it being 40% off, I bought one of the action bases.
Oh, okay.
Just to try it
Nice.
out
Yeah.
and see.
Yeah, so, action bases are good. They're more durable and sturdy than Tamashi stages, and they can support more weight. I've got an action base. It's a colorless clear one, and there's 3 in the package, and I've been using those exclusively since I got them instead of trying to squeeze more life out of my poor battered Tamashi stages
Oh,
that
those
I
are cheap.
barely touch.
Like $10.
Yeah, yes, they are also very cheap.
Yeah, especially at 40% off.
That's awesome.
I'm just not sure. They've got several connector points, but I've never really looked at using these. But I'm getting to the point where I would like some of my characters to have, like, if I have an Optimus Prime, I can use this on where he's doing the pose from the movie.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. And that probably has, I don't know what that specific one comes with in total, but it probably has an adapter piece on it that has a 3mm end.
Yeah.
So it will fit the display stand ports that Transformers have.
Okay.
That's cool.
I'm pretty sure I used some action bases in some of the photos I did for T-formers. I wound up with the clear blue ones. So,
Okay, yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
sure.
all they
They
had
also
was
make a larger size of those, incidentally. If you have any larger figures you want to
Yes.
try and support, they make one intended for master grade 1/100 scale type
Cool.
stuff as well.
Mhm.
yeah. That's all they had was that one size at Hobby Lobby. So I thought I'll buy one.
I'll
I'll
pick
see
some of
what
those up
happens.
if I ever find them.
Yeah.
They're available and pretty cheap on Amazon too, Brian.
Oh, cool.
I may
the
have to get
last
more.
two-
I don't know where I put mine.
the last two things I got, I found Legacy Tarantulas.
Hmm.
Oh, nice.
Legacy Tarantulas is what I feel Legacy should be overall. It's an update to the character, not run through a G1 filter, and it's superb.
Yeah.
It's got a great tight transformation. Matt, I know you don't like Beast Wars, and I
You
know
are correct.
right, but this is a great looking character in robot mode. It looks great in tarantula mode. If you decided to pick up one Beast Wars figure,
I won't.
I would suggest Tarantulas.
Tarantulas is really good. Like
He is. He
I
transforms.
wish it would have come out after Inferno because I can't guarantee right now how good Inferno is going to be in practice. And if Tarantulas was the last toy we got to finish off the updated Beast Wars Season 1 cast, like it would be the perfect cap on that project.
It's just the thing. This is the way I feel like if you're doing an update for Beast Wars, this is kind of the way it needs to be. It looks
Yes.
like the character. It transforms like the character
So great.
should. You don't have any unnecessary greeble. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. And the
Kibble
last
or is Greeble? Is that Greeble a toy phrase?
It's interchangeable.
Greeble? I've never heard Greeble before.
Really?
Yeah, I've
Really?
used it before.
So
And the-
Greeble can be interchanged with Kibble. It can also just refer to like, excessive surface detailing.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
Like Starscream when he was possessed by the
Underbase.
underbase.
Yeah,
That's to me that's Greeble. That's like
okay.
can you knock off ink lines? The last thing I got, that Night Countess Brian that I showed you a few weeks ago.
Oh, is that the arachnid?
Yeah, that's the third party arachnid.
Oh,
from
okay, yeah.
ABC Toys. So
So the one good arachnid toy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I've heard that the Legends, the small,
the
Okay.
Cyberverse one. Yeah.
the Cyberverse one was actually pretty good for the size compared
Well,
to the
I mean,
Deluxe.
people said it was better than the deluxe, which
Low bar.
Yeah, look at the yardstick they're using.
But I'm really glad I picked her up. I had some Show Z. I got it from Show Z. Got it in about a week and change. I had about half of her from when I bought Pose Plus Galgagar in reward points. So I have like $20 out of pocket for her. And It's nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nice to have a actual arachnid as well. And that's what I got. That's what I got the last. 2
I'll be
weeks.
honest with you. Like the longer that we talk about Dononomics, the more I think I need to disclaim every single time that Don says that he only has $20 out of pocket. Don's personal. This is like I'm in reporting mode at work too. Don's personal evaluation of his expenses to himself indicates that he only has $20 in it, when in reality, he certainly has more than $20 in it. He is just creatively accounting for it.
No.
fuzzy
I was
accounting, yeah.
given $15 by Show Z for buying the other thing. Yes, I did spend the money, but I was given $15 in store cash. So I do have only $20
I
out
mean,
of pocket.
I think that's legit.
That's fair. Yes. Fair.
And honestly, I also think Don's practice of offsetting the cost of one thing by selling two others is also a legit way to say, I only actually out of pocket spent this much on it because
I can't go that far, but I think it's smart. I think it's the way to go,
Yeah.
Don. And
Oh,
that's what I
I
want
do
to
have
do.
one more thing. I forgot. I do have a couple more things I forgot. I got an order from JRC Designs. I got some arm fillers for Cosmos.
okay.
I see a gap there. But
Well,
I guess that's
and
where
I-
his hand
It's a
goes.
smaller gap.
Yeah, and I also got these, and I have no idea where they go because it's nothing in there. So it could be. I'm not sure. I got to research that.
Okay.
I got
Okay.
the Leadfoot rotor kit
Ah,
nice.
for them, and the last thing I got was 3 Studio Series Dinobot swords.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Nice.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, quick
Right.
question, Don, about that piece you didn't know what it was. It's not an alternate flag for Cosmos, is it?
It didn't look like it.
That's what I was thinking. I don't think it would work.
Yeah.
Looks like it goes. It's because it's got a hinge on it.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
I'm-
That's
so-
Yeah. I see.
There's not even anything that color on Cosmos, is there?
Yeah, so I mean, it was in the box, and I also have that was in the box. They sent me some I got some stickers. Some.
You might want to look at the rest of their
Nice.
inventory to see if that's something off another kit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that plus I also got some of these. It's the same red. I put them in the box here, but it looks like they're hole fillers. The same
Mhm.
color red, just small little hole fillers. But nothing on the website only shows the arm fillers.
By chance, is that red the same red as on like Studio Series Perceptor?
That could be those could be the arm fillers. That would make sense. Them opening to allow you to flip the hand. That.
Yeah,
could
they
be
might have
it.
just accidentally dropped one of those
Yeah.
in your order by
Okay.
mistake.
Yeah.
That could well be it because I was
Yeah,
thinking.
that's
Because I was thinking the red circles on Cosmos wouldn't make any sense on his legs unless you're just trying to add more red because of the helmet. So you'd have at least the red working together. as
yeah,
an
but
accent piece.
probably not.
Yeah.
Perhaps they knew who you were.
so
They've heard of him.
So yeah, there's still the hole there, but it is a little better. And the closest kit I've seen these were like $4. And the closest kit I've seen that covers up the whole thing with a hinge flap is like 20. So
Yeah, I've seen some in the $15 range out of China, but whatever. It just comes down to whatever quantity of filled-in forearm makes you happier with the toy. Also, before we move on to the next person, I just want to read off from the chat. Blade Gnome says, I just realized I'm going to probably build the Shogun Megazord before dawn, and I'm not getting mine until next year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I got mine, Matt. When you got those from me that I found at Barnes and Noble that you couldn't find, you got those from me, right? Well, that was Chris. I found some at Barnes and Noble that one of y'all picked them up from me. It was the Ninja Megazord, Falcon Megazord 2-pack, I think.
No, I got my
Chris
Ninja Mega
got
Falcon
his-
Zord from Matt.
Okay, wait. Well, anyway, I had bought my Shogun Zord about 2 or 3 months before that, when those came out. So it's been about 2 years since I've got those model kits.
Don, did I get the Astro Megazord and Delta Megazord from you?
That was it. It was
Yeah.
the.
I still haven't built those, by the way.
Yeah.
The Shogun Megazord is actually the only one of those kits I've built.
That's the only.
I have so many of them.
That's the only kit that I bought because I love the Shogun Megazord. I'm just so afraid to build it.
Cool. Who's next?
I got a few things,
Okay.
so I'll go next. Also, it's kind of related because I have a couple of them thanks to Don. While he was looking at the models at Hobby Lobby, he found me for 40% off Flame Toys IDW Megatron. It's the Decepticon version, but I am fine with that. So at some point when I am up to a lot of fine hand work, I will put that together. But I was looking at it before the show, and it is more complicated than I was kind of expecting. So
Makes a very nice figure, though.
good. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, honestly, Don, if you were to get a hold of a high grade Tryon 3, I suspect that would be easier than either of the models you're looking to
I
start
haven't.
with.
I have not. I've regretted picking that up. I can't find it right now.
Yeah. Well, keep an eye out because Bandai makes a good and relatively easy to understand product. So
Yeah.
good starter kits in my opinion.
I was telling Don that on the phone, like the Flame Toys are the next best thing to Bandai kits. Nothing compares to a Bandai kit, but Flame Toys is pretty close.
Yeah, I'd agree with that assessment. And SB Bandai kits, Don also found me the G-Frame Gundam Mark II Titans version, which actually has stickers to be any of the three Mark II units. So I have to see which numbers I have, if any, and put a different set on there. But I just think it's funny that Don went and found things for me and found a Transformers model kit and a Gundam action figure. But that's maybe just me. And the last thing I got after our conversation about them last week is I ordered the Playmates Kirk and Spock figures, and Spock has actually shown up. Nice. And
Mine came in. I forgot to open them.
I haven't opened
Yeah.
them yet. But right here, if you compare them to a classics Playmates figure, like whatever Himeki said about them being the same scale, and you said, Chris, exactly right.
Gotcha.
Now,
Like,
Brian, you wanted the clear barrier so you can open Kirk and leave Spock in the package behind the plastic.
That's so smart. I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, I opened Spock, and yeah, it is a little bit ahead of older Playmates figures in terms of articulation. I still don't like universal joint elbows as much as I like swivel bicep and hinged elbow together. But it trades for that. You trade off. You get wrist swivels, which is a really nice thing to have, and also some ankle tilt and much better hips than any old Playmate Star Trek figure ever had. So.
I love and hate the generic accessories that they come with. Like, I wouldn't want them to change it, but also I hate them because they're so boring.
Yeah, they're not much to speak of. I mean, that to be honest, part of that is just the fault of the Star Trek 2 props not being that exciting.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the
they're
Playmates
like kind of my least favorite set of like phaser tricorder, etc.
Is it
in
not
the
a-
series?
Is it not a Playmates thing though? Like, all of their accessories are just boring, one color, whatever. Like,
Yeah, no, that's
Oh, yeah, the one
accurate
color
to the
part?
that's accurate to the original.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
turtles themselves, the turtle accessories used to just come on the sprue, and you just had to take them off.
Okay, to be honest, it was just I was so used to that I wasn't even thinking of the one color thing as though that was something that could have been improved in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
I was just I was just like, yeah, these are Star Trek figure accessories, and the designs aren't much to speak of.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
you're right. They're except for the gloves, they're not painted. They did at least paint the gloves, and I do kind of think it's funny though that your only way to have Spock not in a permanent Vulcan salute is to have him put on his oven mitts.
that's true.
But-
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, just my point is, like, I hate that they're so generic, but I would hate it if they changed it from the originals. So it's the worst of
Yeah,
both
and-
worlds.
It works. No, that's a different product series.
Yeah,
No, it works in two ways for them too, because it ties into their aping the original look and feel of the toys, but also if they don't feel like they have to paint the accessories, that's more that can go on the figures.
Yeah, and I have to admit,
True.
just the undershirt cuffs on Spock's uniform not being painted probably wouldn't have been painted on the original figures. Still driving me crazy just a little bit, but I'm sure I will get over it.
and of course, the costumes are like my favorite Star Trek costumes, like my favorite original series adventures or original
yeah.
cast adventures.
Maroons, yeah, they're gorgeous.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great uniforms. That's like I don't think they ever did most of the characters in these uniforms in the old series, did they? I mean,
I don't think so.
yeah, they did a Kirk for Generations, and I think that's I think it was actually underarticulated compared to the rest of the line, as I recall.
Yeah. So almost all of the Generations figures have less articulation than the series before them. Like that was the point where the Playmates figures started to do their own cutbacks in the expense of making the figures, and that was a trend that carried through to the end of the Playmates tenure of Star Trek. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I mean, who got it next? Art Asylum? Was that who had it next? I think.
Yeah,
Art Asylum had it in time for Enterprise. I don't know if there. I think Diamond also had a concurrent license for certain things.
Yeah, they were working with Art Asylum, I believe, on things like the phaser
Okay.
and things like that.
Okay.
Q doesn't have a stand for. That sucks. I'm
What?
open Q from the original line to compare.
There's no
them to.
stand.
Yeah, I don't see a stand.
That's
weird.
I thought he had one. I thought I seem to recall it.
Nope.
I seem to recall my Q coming with a stand, but it being kind of like a non sequitur, like an unpainted, like Klingon stand or something weird like that.
I think the Q I had just had the Starfleet badge stand with the Q
Yep,
sticker.
doesn't have it. He has no stand. He has like 4 accessories.
What
one of
color
which
are
is
the accessories?
Enterprise D,
Uh-huh.
like the crystalline entity. Is that what that's supposed to be?
I believe so.
I guess that's a crystalline entity. Yeah, that
No,
makes sense.
that's one
Oh,
of the.
no, that's right.
It's a generic dilithium crystal analog.
Yes,
A
yes.
lot of the figures came with those in various colors.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there would be a direct reason to have the crystalline entity though in that size for him.
But it's not the crystalline entity.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I mean,
Yeah, it is. I
It's a
forgot that
dilithium
until
crystal.
I forgot that until Chris mentioned it, and yeah, that's what it is.
So
no, it was taped to the back of the card.
yeah, there you go.
There you
Um,
go.
So the packaging called it a dilithium crystal for every figure that comes with one, but they're actually modeled after the large crystal formations in the first season episode where the Ferengi were introduced that are on the planet's surface.
Here's what it says.
Wow.
Dilithium crystal. Q can create any type of mineral or crystal, including dilithium.
Mhm.
That's really lame.
We need another accessory for this. Put it
Correct.
in there.
Yeah, but real quick, they're the same size, basically, from the two lines. So, yay.
Yeah, just the newer ones have more human-like proportions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a strange. It was just a strange disconnect to realize that the Spock figure was not shaped like the older Playmates figures, but was more shaped like Leonard Nimoy than a Playmates figure would have been.
So I didn't open my Kirk and Spock yet, but just from looking at them through the package, Spock definitely has the better likeness.
Mhm.
I don't know. I can't decide what Kirk looks like, but it does not look like William Shatner at that point in time, or any point in time.
I mean, maybe the motion picture.
Maybe. I don't think his hair is permy enough, though.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
He was
I'm
past
sorry.
his TJ Hooker phase by then. No, I talked
Yes.
over you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, I like these. I like this one anyway. I'm pretty, if Kirk is made about the same way, I expect I'll like it too. And I hope this line sticks around because I would love to get more figures in scale with the older stuff I have. I would absolutely love it.
Same here. Okay.
And everything else I got is still in shipping limbo, including like we were talking about lengthy pre-orders. There's some Gunpla I pre-ordered back in May that I'll have next week. So
Who else?
and that's what I got.
Nobody else got anything?
I got some. So I got the Wild Rider #2. So he will go on Menasor whenever whenever the rest of the Stunticons actually come out.
Mhm.
I got Studio Series 86 Wheelie. I'm not real happy about that.
I'm just kind of jealous. I still don't have it yet.
You'll get over that once you mess with it. So honestly, like, I cannot see this thing costing $13. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I am pretty much done with core figures overall, but this thing, he's hard to stand. Honestly, if anybody's on the fence about this and you're lucky enough to have the Titans Return or the Takara Legends version, and you're not sure if you need to change it out, you don't need to change
I
it
have
out.
both the Titans Return and the Takara Legends. Do I need it?
No.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
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 you-
well, you do because you got specific problems, but
Well, now,
So I have some of
average
those same
people.
problems. So
well, one thing, Matt, I'm just as a public service announcement. When I found mine at Target, I had them on pre-order like you did. I
for
found them at Target
$8.49, right?
$8.49.
Yeah, you told us
I,
already.
and
Well,
the
it's-
core class movie Shockwave rang up at like $10.99 or something.
Yeah, so I'm just saying if you have a Target, check there if you can, and if anyone has a Target and can find these for everybody, try to help them out because it's
And I
worth
saw
it for. I think it's
Core
I
worth
think
it for
shipping
Ratchet.
would kill it though, Don.
I thought core class Ratchet go up on Amazon for $8.49 for a little bit too, and I still wasn't bothered enough to order one.
Excuse me. What does Brian need with a core class wheelie?
You didn't answer
You
his
didn't answer
question.
the question.
Sorry. Okay.
Anyway, other than he doesn't stand real well, so it's hard to get him into any dynamic poses. The first time, well, the only time really I've transformed him, I tried to put him into vehicle mode. His arm would not peg in to the
That's
little
unfortunate.
nub on the side, so I had to actually pull the arm off of the ball joint
Oh.
and force the nub and the slot together separately before it would go. Then I was just able to pop the arm back on and it plugs in now. But I had to basically stress the the slot. to
It's
go-
weird that I probably enjoy Wheelie more than I did Ratchet, to be honest.
Well, I didn't buy Ratchet, so I have no intention either.
Ratchet's not bad. I did get him this week. He's not bad.
It does have a high yellowing risk though, apparently.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, of course.
But Wheelie's
Yeah, of
not the
course.
only unfortunate purchase that I made this week.
Oh, no.
Because I got Masterpiece Shoki.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh.
So
And
This thing-
You transformed it. Yeah.
yeah, this guy is like a checklist of everything you do not want in a Transformers toy. It's kind of miraculous.
Clear plastic. Clear plastic.
Loads,
plastic.
loads of clear plastic.
It looks nice though.
Yeah.
Now that you got it transformed.
Yeah, opaque plastic that has to plug into clear plastic. Opaque plastic that's pinned to clear plastic on hinges.
Oh my!
On hinges, incredibly tight hinges.
Boy, I'm glad we went with Moon Studios.
Flaps that just don't connect to anything.
Oh, great.
Just free floating.
Free floating
Uh,
flaps.
Yeah. Yeah, and really frustrating instructions that there is at least one step on there. There's like it's hard to tell, but there's these little flaps under his shoulders there that the instructions just don't tell you what to do with. So I guess they fold in like that. I don't know. The instructions, like you fold it out and it's huge.
Yeah,
And
it really is.
don't let it fool you though, because the actual transformations instructions don't start until like a third of the way down the page.
what's the rest of it?
The first time you think you're starting to transform it, no, it fools you. It's just like, oh yeah, you can do this, and then you can fold up the chest plate and put it in there and close it again.
Oh, okay.
You're like, okay, fine, skip that part. Start the next part. Okay, it's the same thing. Break open the nose, and oh, you can put the seats in and sit Daniel in there and close it again. It
They
does
had-
that to you. It does that
No.
to you like 3 times before it
No.
actually gets to the transformation
Okay.
steps.
Yeah, but Matt, like, there's a good reason for that. Though they know that as soon as someone transforms that once, they're not ever going to put it in train mode again. So if someone wants to use those features, they have.
They're
to tell them at the
correct.
start. Also, before we move on, or before you continue, Brian, why are my flaps floating here in space like this?
Nice.
Okay, Matt, I want to ask you, now that you have it in hand and you've heard what Brian's saying, are you going to continue with the series with what you're seeing right now?
Allow
Do
me
you-
to continue.
Okay.
Allow me to continue. I'm not done. So if anybody with the benefit of video will also notice that he has freakishly large hands for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, and like the thumbs and the fingers are actually kind of pointy too, so it's like they're giant claws almost. Now the back of the palm looks more or less right, but it's like they decided that the thumbs and the fingers needed to be bigger for some reason. I don't know. So like it's a mismatch in parts. So he just ended up with gigantic freaking hands. He doesn't peg together incredibly well around the shoulder area, but the face sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. Like they did a fantastic job. I will give them that. But
Well,
the
there's your broken clock.
The worst part about it is I'm still going to buy the other 5.
I wonder if those hands are that size, Matt, because when he's in component mode, they might grab onto another part, like 2
They're masterpiece
pegs.
hands. They can't grab anything.
No.
So okay. So very delicate lobster train. Got it.
Can that be the episode title?
and lots of thin pieces too. Thin pieces that have to bend and twist and stuff during transformations. It's a nightmare.
It sounds terrifying, honestly.
You mean it's a train wreck?
Oh. So
I got the approval from Don. I guess my life is complete.
so Spock is now holding the dilithium crystal from Q with the gloves.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, so it's kind of and it just fell. Okay, well, there you go.
But that's all I got this week.
Who else?
I'm so sorry.
Not as sorry as I am.
Okay, I can go. I'm went to McKay's this weekend to pick up the check from when I sold them a bunch of crap like a month ago.
Oh, they actually paid you finally.
They actually paid me.
That's good.
I saw the Godfire Convoy. There's a
Yeah, Godfire Convoy.
Godfire Convoy, yeah. Set that Don wanted. I saw it there.
And
The box looks rough, and it looks like it's the reissue. So
yeah, well, the thing is, we just found out. I thought we could pay for the venue the day
Easy pay?
before. No, the day before, so that would give us another couple of weeks. No, it's due by the early next week. So
Whoops.
yeah, so that
Well,
kind of threw a spanner in the works.
I'm sure there's some way that you can Dononomics that.
yeah,
Can you
Well-
write them a
PayPal, no
polite letter?
payments for six.
Nah, there's something else coming out that I'd rather get instead.
Okay.
So I'm going to pass on it.
So a honeymoon. So I only bought one Transformer. They have a ton. Like they are way stocked up on Transformers, and it's not just from me. A lot of stuff is from me, but there's a lot of stuff also. I got something. I don't know why I bought it. I already have it, but it was $3, and I'm like, it was in really good shape. But it's the 2008 Universe Legends Class Bumblebee,
Oh, one of those. Yeah,
the one with the boring deco, but I guess it's the better deco.
I got the Cliff Jumper version.
Yeah, so I already have it, but like now it's not buried in a bin somewhere.
hmm
So actually, when I first saw it, I thought it was the just at first glance. I wasn't wearing my glasses. I thought it was the animated Legends scale Bumblebee, and I was really
I mean,
excited.
yeah, they're not that different.
They're not that different. I have that one too, but I'm like, ooh, it's an animated Bumblebee, but it's not. It's the 2008 Legends. So, and that's one thing I got. The other thing I got was something I picked up ordered last week. It's one of those things where it's like, do I need this? I'm like, I already kind of have it, but I kind of don't. But after having it in hand, I'm glad that I have it. It is MPO1 Masterpiece Optimus Prime, but it's the Takara version.
Ah,
So I have the Hasbro version that I bought at retail when it was brand new. The only time.
the first one or the second one?
First one.
Okay.
So, but the Takara version, I think it's the first one, but the first one is still. They both have like battle damage, but it's more subdued on the first one. It's just like, what is it, smoke damage or something on him? But
Yeah.
the Takara version is clean. There's no damage on it. Of course, it has the long stacks, and it kind of makes a lot of difference. It looks a lot better.
Yeah.
So, God,
Did the movie 20th anniversary version actually have the battle damage deco still? I
thought
remember that.
I thought it.
Yeah,
I thought it.
I
did.
believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Walmart version that came with the stand
Yes.
Yeah.
had the damage on the grill.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's but I've always wanted it, and it was 120 shipped.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad. Like that's about what I paid for it originally. It's not far off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll get it. So yeah. But
Yeah, no, especially for the Takara version, that's not bad.
yeah, and so I'm very happy with it. I'm glad to have it. I will probably never own the trailer. I don't care. I don't want it.
Right.
But having one that's not battle damaged and that it has the long stacks, and it does really make a difference. So, because long stacks do make a difference, Optimus. Okay, I want to thank our friends at the Touch tier on Patreon. You can see the list at tfradio.net/credits. It's always there. Of course, we mention these folks every week, and they are on our History on the Fives podcast. And if you want to be a patron, whether it's the Touch tier or not, you can go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up. We have loads of benefits, or several benefits, or we have benefits, including ad-free versions of the show. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Jay Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Tyrell Gwynn, Rick Mahurin, Blake Reynolds, Jason Tate, Eric Griffin, Angel Investotron, and Sean I. Williamson. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. And again, if you want to be a patron at the Touch tier, you can go to patreon.com/tfradio.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
We didn't mention it, but did anyone see the photos of the
Magic Square
possible-
2.0.
Well, no.
Okay.
The masterpiece Rhinox, is that real?
It's fake.
It's fake.
It's a
Okay.
fake.
It's
That's
a
like
fake.
that would make sense because you know.
So the pictures on the box, I'm speaking in air quotes, were pretty clearly just screen caps of the show model. The red text under the date saying that it was coming soon, somebody pointed out that it was in Chinese kanji and not Japanese kanji, which
that'd
very
be-
similar, but there are
it's different.
noticeable differences between them. So it's a fake in the style, and I was pretty sure immediately it was fake because when we see those red text leaks, the date is about 1 week out from the actual reveal date, and this was like 15 days early versus that date. So like there was a lot of things to point to that's not real, even without the like really strong details.
Cool. Yeah. So that's Toy Detective, fake detective, Senator Vreenak detective.
Yeah, they never made a figure of him. They didn't get too deep into Deep Space Nine.
Well, he was in one episode, like
Yeah.
half an episode.
But by the time season 6 and 7 rolled around, they were not. I don't think Playmates was doing figures anymore.
Cool. Okay, so you can find us at tfradio.net. You can find us on Twitter at tfradio, on Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio. You can find John DeLuna at that John D everywhere. Rob Springer is at Robo Springer on Twitter and at zonebase.org. And if you're listening to this in the podcast feed, like a few hours before this goes up, the newest episode of Transformer Squadron should also be up there. Just was going to post it today, but my kids got COVID and I have had no free time.
Whoops.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. Diecast, how can people find you?
They can find me at my house because I also have COVID. But you can also follow me on Twitter at Diecast2, like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see all my reviews at youtube.com/RFC Reviews.
Sweet.
You could also send Diecast a get well present from tfradio.net/diecast list, which is his Amazon wish list. Also, you can find Diecast at the Super Impulse headquarters, 10 miles from his house.
Yes. If anyone from there is listening,
I'm
you
so
should probably
sorry.
keep the door locked.
That is not a threat or an indication that he is going to do any type of illegal activity.
Radio Free Cybertron is a parody and should not be taken literally.
Chris, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter with my toy photography at Play With Photos on Twitter. Playwithphotography.com is my website where I have galleries and articles I've written, all to do with toy photography and cameras and things. If you want to throw some support my way for the things I do, I'm on Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos, or you can send me random things from my Amazon wish list, which you can find at tfradio.net/chrislist. And of course, all of our short-linked Amazon wish lists do benefit RFC through the Amazon affiliate program.
Yes, sir. Rob.
Okay, I'm on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is the Twitter for Flail Throughs.
You okay, Rob?
Still muted?
No,
we
can hear you.
You're just breaking up.
Okay. I don't know why.
It was
but,
some scratchy. It was some scratchy microphone noise.
Okay. Well, I'll try again. I'm on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is the Twitter account for Flail Throughs, my YouTube channel. It's mostly Gundam gaming, mostly Gundam Battle Operation 2 right now, because short bursts of recording and playing are best for my shoulder at the moment. Last week in Gundam Battle Operation 2 added the first mobile suit from Gundam Narrative, a variant of the Gira Zulu, so we may be getting some more stuff from that soon if we're lucky. Also, just a really good week for Gundam games in general. Update for Gundam Battle Alliance. Up for up for Gundam Evolution, the Gundam Overwatch game, basically goes live free to play tonight at 11. So okay, yeah. So if you like what I'm doing over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs, you can throw money at me for it and request specific rounds in the game. And I also have an Amazon affiliate wish list thing at tfradio.net/playlist.
Cool. Don?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. Also, in 2 weeks from this Saturday, I will be getting married to a wonderful woman. And we are going to be taking a cruise on Carnival for our honeymoon. It can be, also, we have a couple of gift certificates up there if anyone is in a position to help out. tfradio.net/honeymoon will take you to our cruise page. And if you're in a position to help out, afford a few things we couldn't normally swing on the cruise, we appreciate it. And as always, thank you to those of y'all who have donated. It's going to really help out a lot, and we both appreciate it.
Cool. Awesome. So it's Circus Cruise. I hear avoid the peanuts because they're gooey and gross.
But I love circus peanuts, so that's no problem.
Fresh circus peanuts are wonderful, but they are
when they get
fresh.
stale. When they get stale, you can build a house from them because they will.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Hi, everybody.
Take care.
So, Donald, I
Recording stopped.
bought equipment for I bought a new tripod because I couldn't find my tripod. So we're good to go for the wedding as long as we have internet. So
Do I have any audio problems?
No.
So I can dump the recording?
you can dump the recording.
Okay.
So, Brian,
Yes.
if you ever decide to transform Shoki, 2 things.
Mm.
First, don't. Second of all, be very careful with feet because I'm pretty sure that's what I've seen photos of people snapping off of the figure altogether.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't like having painted panels as
No, of course
bottom
not.
of the foot.
No.
Like,
No.
that bothers me.
Yeah. Like, I'm not a fan of third party, but with stuff like this, I totally understand why somebody would opt for a third party version instead of that. For me, the option.
If they made a third party version where each train was, Generations Voyager size, like, yes, I would probably be on board with that. No pun intended, Don.
Aboard. Like, yeah, like for me, really the option is these or nothing. And I probably should have went with nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when I look at Takara, like we've talked about this before, when we look at the QC issues that have been cropping up over the past several years, and the amount of weight this thing is going to have to support on what is obviously pins and clear plastic and clear hinges.
Clear plastic is very light.
I don't actually think any of the clear plastic will be supporting any of the weight of the combined mode.
It's not going to help though. I mean, because you've got, if you have to manipulate them things on those clear hinges and those pins to get it into combined mode, yeah, maybe the connector ports are.
Oh yeah, if you want to transport it, if you want to transform it at all, you're taking a risk.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Moon Studios is perfect, but I'm saying it was on average $25 to $50 per train less.
You do not have to justify your
I'm not.
reasoning.
I'm not.
Don.
I'm just.
You really
I'm
don't.
just saying. It's just. I just can't. I wish this had been more like Devastator.
Yeah.
I think we would have come out with a overall much.
Yeah, where
better
Raiden was the
product.
masterpiece and the other toys were just parts of a masterpiece.
I really think they should. I mean, I'm glad they're Tiffany combiners, but I don't think this is the way you're going to have to go about them.
I'm not sure I'm glad they're trying to do masterpiece combiners, seeing how, this first masterpiece combiner is going.
And I'm also worried that with how this turns out is going to affect them revisiting the concept, even if it's figures that they could do.
I'm fine with no more masterpiece combiners. I think.
Yeah,
I think it's a dog. I think it's a bad idea. Now, after seeing it in practice,
I'm
Especially the way
confused as
they
to
do
why
it.
they started with Raiden.
Yeah.
No,
Because Japan and trains.
And
yeah.
people have been asking for Raiden for years, myself included. I still wouldn't have started.
Monkey's paw. Monkey's paw.
and also
This is
probably
the very definition of that. Yes.
and there's probably a lot of money coming in from the railroad companies that these trains represent.
Hmm?
To
Go the
get,
other way around, right?
Yeah,
Takara would
it'd
pay
be the other way
them.
around.
You have to
They-
license the trains.
Yeah.
They're losing. Yeah,
but I'm saying it's publicity for the train companies. So
yeah, and it's one that
It is-
that
But,
money.
yeah, but the train companies aren't paying for that publicity. They're being paid to use the likenesses of
okay,
their
I got you.
trains.
Yeah, I just
To-
figured. I
to
figured
be-
there was some cost sharing there, maybe behind the scenes as part of
It's
like.
possible, but unlikely.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it's
to be
very
fair,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
to be fair to Don, I could see, if not the train companies subsidizing some of this, perhaps even Japanese government subsidizing
I could-
something that
I could-
promotes
yeah, I could see that.
Japanese mass transit. I could see that.
That's totally true.
But Don, one thing to keep in mind when you're considering how this relationship works is a Aveo swerve on Hasbro's part, where
was thinking
Hasbro
about
footed the whole bill to make that one new mold that would never get used anywhere outside of Chevrolet dealers in Europe originally, and then it went to Canada. But Hasbro sunk a ton of money into making that toy at Chevrolet's request. Chevrolet, by any indication, did not put any money out for that, except maybe for the manufacturing, like the raw materials to have that made, if that.
And the weird thing is,
Hasbro and Takara both will value the good relationships with the IP owners over getting the IP owners to pay them for publicity or whatever
If there's a market for the
If-
toy
yeah,
to sell.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kind of wondering. This is just again a weird thought of mine because all my thoughts are weird. If the contractual obligation, I know Chevrolet is the one that owns Avio Swerve, but I think Swerve could fit into Studio Series and work.
Oh no, that toy is horribly dated, Don. Pick it up and mess with it again.
Okay, well, I mean, I literally, I'm going to pull a U.
Okay,
Well,
good. I miss doing that.
Yes.
So Don
Well,
has pulled out the Swerve.
put it in robot mode.
I don't
Yeah.
remember how.
Well,
That's a good point too.
but I mean, it looks car mode. It looks kind of Studio
Well, yeah, of
Series.
course
It
it's
should.
realistic.
You know,
Of course,
so-
it's a realistic car.
yeah.
Until you
so, I
flip it
mean,
over, then that looks a little weird, like that.
Well, yeah,
EP
but
foot.
anything's gonna look like that.
Yeah,
Well,
but
like
I mean,
the foot.
but I mean,
just
if
looks
they
odd.
could reuse it again, I think this would fit in Studio Series.
Well, I mean, the other problem with that is that the Swerve never appeared in any
Yeah.
media. And Studio Series is kind of all about things that appeared in media of one form or another, which now apparently includes the High Moon Studios video games.
Yeah, that shocked me.
They need material.
Yeah,
I didn't
mean,
say
they're-
anything because I was like, it sounded like you guys already knew this was happening, and
Yeah.
this is actually the first time I heard about it.
I don't need any of those.
I mean,
I
will-
love the games. I love the games. I don't need.
Okay, I
those.
haven't
will.
heard
I'll
about
give
this.
I'll give the
What's up?
Voyager Megatron.
We
a
mentioned it
look
during
and
the show.
see-
I'm sorry, Brian. I was cat wrangling off screen. I'm
The studio series is going to start to include the War for Cybertron designs.
from the video
sorry. Okay,
game.
all right. I'm sorry. I
But-
did see that.
Yeah.
See that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the name
I'll
War
buy
for
every one
Cybertron
of
has
those.
been repurposed for other reasons.
War for Cybertron Fall of Cybertron designs.
Yeah, that's
I will definitely
that's-
buy those.
that's why we've been. Well, I say we in terms of the part of the fandom that's conscious of this has generally been labeling them the High Moon Studios designs just for
The High Moon
Uh,
Studio series. Yeah.
brevity and clarity. But yeah, I will pay attention to the Megatron based on that when we see that the first time, because I always like that design in the original toy, and I want to see, if it's in that vein, I might be interested in picking it up. But for the most part, no, I don't think I need. If they make a Voyager of Fall of Cybertron Starscream, I will buy that because I have still a couple examples of the deluxe that came out in 2013, including diecast that Test Shot Colors one that
Yeah.
you gave me.
I love that thing.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it would be nice to get that Optimus that's not as a nightmare to transform as the original release.
Well,
Yes.
certainly even a Voyager or a Leader one of those now would not have nearly the number of parts that Deluxe had in 2010.
Yeah. That thing was
Insane.
amazing. I love it. It looks so good though.
And the
It
cool
does.
thing is, if they do those two figures, maybe they'll eventually do them in the Japanese, those dark colors. I have that
Oh
set.
yeah,
and
the
those
the
look-
black version.
Yeah, and they
I
look-
would like to see him take another swing at that Bruticus.
Oh, I don't know if I feel that one, but
I wouldn't mind it. They'd probably have to be leaders at this point to do it right. And I don't know if I'm up for another, like cross-year series of leaders like the Dinobots here.
yeah, but
But-
it certainly does, guarantee them filling out some assortments.
Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, those designs needed at least twice as much plastic as they could put on in a deluxe then. So
Yeah,
Well, we were in a weird place with deluxes then. Like they were trying to figure out their budgets and
yeah. If the Combaticons had been initiated a year earlier, they would have been very different toys
yeah.
at the same price point.
they still wouldn't have made a good Bruticus, but they would have been better toys.
They would have made a better Bruticus, but not a perfect Bruticus. No. Bruticus was always going to be a problem because Onslaught was sold as a deluxe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they had any Voyagers for Fall of Cybertron at that point. I think they had to contain everything in deluxe.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So-
Grimlock, I think, was the only Voyager at that up for that.
Oh.
Did that come a little later?
I feel like that might have come a little bit later. There was the Grimlock and there was the Soundwave mold, but
Yeah.
they probably also wanted to, have all of it available at the same price point. So, you look for one thing on the
Yeah,
shelf.
I think they came out as a wave.
Maybe
Yeah.
across two waves.
That also felt like, hey, you guys are a new team. How about you try a combiner?
Actually, no, I remember how it was. So the case assortment for the Combaticons was one each Combaticon, and then I think 2 of Optimus Prime and a Shockwave rerun from
Yeah, that
the
sounds
previous wave.
Hmm.
So, if you missed that case going up, you either missed out on the Combaticons entirely until the store maybe got another case in, or you found 3 or 4 of them and then had to go hunting for that last one. Meanwhile, the Optimuses kept clogging the shelves because nobody wanted that Optimus because it was so tiny and had no accessories barely.
And
Ultra
was
Magnus and
really
Ultra Magnus and
boring.
that wave did better because they upped the accessory count.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that-
came with some of the accessories Optimus should have had.
Wait. Are we talking about War for Cybertron
Fall of-
Optimus?
Fall of
Fall of
Cybertron.
Cybertron.
The second
There's a-
one.
The Fall of Cybertron, yeah, that was the one that was the truck was basically shaped like a fist. It was about half the size of the
Oh.
Cybertron one. It,
Yeah.
it was
They-
really boring compared to the
So
War
the
for
deluxe
Cybertron.
one, I remember it was being overly complicated, but people love it.
That was the War for Cybertron one, which came out in 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Fall of Cybertron one came
was
out 2012, 2013.
completely
it's-
new design. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a decent figure for its time. But yeah, I think I liked it more than it deserved at the time just because it was not a gigantic hassle to transform.
Right.
Oh, God.
Just if it had been
That
Bigger.
hassle was worth it though.
Yeah.
no the War for Cybertron Optimus toy looked great in both modes, but I never wanted to transform it ever.
Yep.
It was not as much of a nightmare as that Bumblebee mold.
Yeah.
I
Which-
never tried that Bumblebee mold. I
which-
never bought that Bumblebee.
Yeah, I only ended up with a version of it because I made a Faustian deal with Rob a long time ago.
Oh yes. That's, yeah, that was the like Bumblebee Through the Ages set, wasn't it? That came with the slightly more like orangey classics Bumblebee.
No, that set predated War for Cybertron.
Okay.
So that
Actually,
was
I say I never bought it, but there's probably one in package somewhere shoved in my storage building. So
I had the
'Cause I bought
Cliff Jumper, and I think I eventually sold it somehow. I don't know why anybody would have bought that, but I don't think I
some
have it
poor
anymore.
soul. Yeah.
I think it was one of those things that when I put up for sale, I said, you will receive it in the mode it's photographed in. If you want me to transform it, the price goes up.
That's accurate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna run. I'm starting.
Yeah,
to cough.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
go
need
get
to
some
go.
rest.
All right.
Hey, people watching live and want to kill the stream and everything. So we'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.
And